Guys, great to see you. How you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
It's so great to have you guys on this show because you guys announced a massive co-headliner together. Now tell me, is this something that has been in the works for a number of years, or did it kind of just come out of the blue?
I think that there's always, from what I gather from the amount of times that we've toured together, there's always the mentality of how soon can we tour together again?
Mhm.
And the pandemic took, I felt like we had like a good streak going, and then the pandemic happened and we haven't been able to make it happen since. So I think it's always a conversation that's being had, but I want to say, from what I know of, the wonderful In This Moment camp came to us with the idea because we're looking for dates around the festivals, and here we are.
Yes. And we're super excited. Like Chris just said, I mean, how long we've been playing shows together since we were in like little baby clubs together. We were like over 10 years ago, maybe pushing 15 years. We've been touring together that long and doing shows together for that long. And literally, we started off with like little clubs together, and now we're co-headlining an arena tour together. So
Wow.
I feel so blessed and so excited to be doing this with the guys with Motionless White. Like we said, we've been doing this for so long, and this just, it feels like a really special tour.
Yeah, something I would love to know about the both of you. I like finding this out about any musician, really. What was the first concert you ever went to and the last one that you attended?
My first concert ever was in the mid 90s. I went to go see No Doubt's Tragic Kingdom tour.
Yes.
I could put my money where my mouth is. I've always been a fan of very iconic, powerful women on stage. It's such a amazing thing to watch. My last show,
No.
it's Taylor Swift a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's the last show.
Taylor
So,
Swift. All right. Chris is really into the female-fronted bands.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think back when I was a little girl, as the first concert I remember really, my mom took me to see Stevie Nicks, and I was like 5 years old, I think, and I was blown away. She would always take me to like Tina Turner, and I'm talking, I was a little girl, like to all these like powerhouse women. So those are the ones I think I remember the most, as like they impacted me, and I think actually made me decide that like I wanted to be on stage someday subconsciously in my head, even as a little girl out there watching these powerful women.
Speaking of you being such a powerful woman, Maria, it was recently Mother's Day a couple of weeks back, and you are a mother, so how was it?
Oh, it's beautiful. That's my whole life. My whole life is my family. And like,
Does your son come out often on tour for a little bit to see some shows, or does he kind of
yeah,
just
he'll
hit?
pop in and he'll come in and out. And he's been doing it for a long time. So he grew up with it. Same with my puppies. They all grew up with it. I bring my dogs on tour too. So it's a family affair on and off out there.
That's awesome. Now, Chris, this question's for you. One of the things I love that you did in referencing one of the videos that was doing great on the countdown here when we first started this show was Werewolf. And there's lyrical references in the song to 80s iconic tracks like Rockwell's Somebody's Watching Me and the Psychedelic Furs Heartbreak Beat. I hear those in the lyrics and I'm like, wow. And of course, that immediately takes me back to those tracks. Tell me about that. Is that one of those things that you, when you're working on lyrics, you think about some of those things that connect you to things that you loved growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved to try to incorporate our influences or pay tribute to the artists that have really, propelled me into my career. I think with the song Werewolf being so very obviously our attempt at something that felt like a motionless version of Thriller, I wanted to have something that kind of really sat in the 80s realm. And of course, that Rockwell chorus, even though it's Michael Jackson singing, is still like one of the most iconic lines from one of those, a song in that era. So that felt really cool to bring in. And then anytime I ever do that, it's always just a cool treat to see who's going to get it, who's going to know it. And then the people that just have no idea but love it or hate it.
So, guys, you famously did an incredible duet a couple years ago, Contemptuous, and I was wondering if the fans are going to get to see you guys perform that live together on this tour.
So wow, it's wild even to think about how far back that is, like 2014. Yeah. It was just a song that, we were working on the studio and I felt like there was this feeling of in this moment in the song. I think we had just come off of or tour with it was the the last tour we did before working on the record was, I want to say, the Hell Pop tour, maybe. Felt like it kind of had this feeling of something that was powerful, sexy, and I just really didn't think that I can pull that off entirely myself, and it really wanted to have someone on it. And of course it was like, well, the only person that's going to pull this off is Maria. I still to this day want to do like an alternate version of it that's very like cinematic and stuff. So
Yes, let's do it. Me and Chris, we'll text each other and we'll figure it out what's the right song or if it's right for the tour. But I'm sure everybody keeps asking.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, Scoring the End of the World was such a great record and a big release for Motionless in White this past year, Chris. And I'm going to ask you, Maria, we've been excited since you released that Blood EP, but we want to know more about the new album. What's happening?
There's just exciting new things. We actually just got out of the studio. So right now we're just kind of finalizing our guests that are going to be on it. And we've already picked our first single. So we're getting ready to shoot our first video in 2 weeks. So there is all kinds of new things and new life coming together within this moment. And we're so excited to be playing new music for this up and coming tour. And some of my favorite music that we've ever written. I think we haven't done a song album now in over 3 years. So we all know what we've been through for the last 3 years. So this album is very experimental and heavy. It's the heaviest album we've done since Blood, 100%.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, sounds great.
Excited for everybody to hear this. I'm so excited for everybody to be a part of it, and a lot of exciting things coming. They told me I can't say anything yet though, but very exciting things are unfolding and coming.
Well, Maria and Chris, thank you so much for joining us. We can't thank you enough, and we can't wait to see you out on tour together this summer.
Thank you so much for having us. And Chris, I'm so excited to see you. I'm so excited to hit the stage with you, and I'm so excited to see you both. And thank you all for having us.
thank you.